American students are still reeling from liberal COVID lockdowns that ruined their education. And the country's biggest teachers union that pushed for kids to be remote now has the audacity to blame the mess on Republicans. Randy Weingarten saying, quote, "Conservatives are working consistently to undermine educators in this country. They're in the same race as we are between fear and hope, aspiration and despair, democracy and autocracy. And they're doing this because our members worked so hard during COVID." But here's what actually was undermining educators: the billions of dollars in COVID cash that schools haven't used. Senator Tim Scott pointing out in a Wall Street Journal op-ed how states have only spent 7% of the $122 billion that got dished out. All right, Senator, I'll go right to you. They spent 7%. That means 93% of that money is
still sitting there doing nothing on behalf of the kids of this country.
Okay, but let me ask you one more question.
Yes.
The teachers have that money. The unions have the money.
The schools have the money, and we should take it back. My bill would take the money from the schools, sitting there doing nothing with it, and put it in the hands of the parents. We need to have parents in charge of education. If we are the party of parents, we are the party of the future, and the kids get a better education. If the kids get a better education, our country's gonna be fantastic. If we don't get that right, nothing else will matter. And I can't understand for the life of me why the Democrats refuse to empower parents in education, number one. Number two, why would you have $100 billion plus sitting on your books and not using it for the learning loss that happened during the pandemic, not using it for tutors, not using it for more charter schools? Why would you not actually empower the entire system for one purpose: the child?
Senator, don't you usually, though, when it's almost like a grant. When I was the DA, I would get grants. I had to spend that money, use it or lose show them. Yeah, use it or lose it.
Absolutely.
Why not here?
That's because the way that the money came out was not in our hands. So the bottom line is that money still sits on the balance sheets and not being used whatsoever. And the fact of the matter is, it's one-time money. What we should do, once again, is literally take the money back, since it's not being used, and reappropriate it for our parents. If we give our parents the resources, think about it. The learning loss of our kids over those 2 years could cost our country over $2 trillion in the lifetime earning of our students. We can erase much of that by simply putting the resources where they're needed most, in the hands via scholarships of our parents.
Okay.
Senator?
All right.
Senator, hold on. Why are your shoes off?
Well, Greg, my first segment, you guys were so good, I took my shoes off so I could think a little better. I had to up my game a little bit, buddy. So this is how I did it. Took my shoes off.
He feels at home. Good for you, Senator.
Maybe Greg's jealous of my socks. This is great.
I'm not wearing any socks.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, hey, I'm going to put my leg up soon, too.
Just don't take anything else off, Senator.
All right, Greg, you know what? The AFT and the National Education Association, two of the largest teachers' unions in the country, received a copy of guidance for return to in-person learning before the Centers for Disease Control released it to the public. Now, doesn't that tell you that there was a little bit of politicking going on between the Biden administration and these unions, which might be a reason why they've got the money and they haven't had to spend it?
Maybe. I mean, the fact is, why would you want to empower domestic terrorists, right? I mean, we have been told that that's what parents are. And now they don't call them parents, they call them Republicans, right? But that's just another word. What they were objecting to most of all, and it happened during COVID, was scrutiny, the ability of parents to look carefully at the product that their children participate in. And the union resents that. The union, in a way, is like a big fat seal, you know, on a popular tourist wharf. It doesn't have to get its food. People come up and just throw it in its big fat mouth. So it doesn't have to get in shape. It doesn't have to work. It doesn't have to be competent. That is the union. The union is a big, fat, flabby, disgusting seal that is doing nothing to help children. And I think that COVID enabled parents for once to see this. And that, when you see that, that means competition is around the corner. And this is a great lesson for liberals, progressives, and Democrats. If you want something good, you have to have something compete with it. And when there's no competition, you end up with an AOC who, as Nancy Pelosi once said, could have been beaten by a cup of water, right? And in this case, with the unions, it's the same thing. You guys suck because you don't have competition.
Okay, but what about the fact that they did call parents domestic terrorists, parents who cared about, once they had to get involved, their kids' education, finding out that there was all this progressive agenda and CRT and all the other nonsense? I mean, in a way, it was a blessing that we knew and started to understand what was going on in school.
It was a blessing, and I will never feed another seal for the rest of my life.
Just the big fat ones.
Let's say I send Jesse Jr. to a public school, and his homeroom teacher tells him he needs to come out of the closet, and then his history teacher calls him a white supremacist. I will be Jesse Sr. calling a parent-teacher conference the next day, and I will be bringing maybe you, my lawyer, to make sure that they know what's appropriate and inappropriate to talk about to my family. We're not undermining teachers. They're undermining my family. Exactly. And Randy's out there saying, like, the teachers work so hard. They didn't work harder than the firefighters, the police officers, all of those essential workers that had to actually show up to work every day. They zoomed in for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And they have off on the summer, and they have off spring break and Christmas break. They probably call it winter break or winter solstice. So stop acting like they worked that hard. Now, and then they held us hostage and then basically said we weren't going to work until you send us the money, which they didn't spend and probably embezzled. They also won a participation trophy for not even participating. Most workers you judge by their work product, right? You judge by their results. But if you do that, have they delivered any good results? No, all the test scores are going down. Permission to make an analogy, Greg?
Yes.
This would be like the United Auto Workers Union working, like, you know, every other day and then putting out cars that don't run and break. So then we buy the cars and complain, and they call us fascists. They're making bad cars. They're selling us a lemon and calling us fascists when we complain. Perfect analogy.
Children are like broken cars.
Harold, why is it that schools now are short-staffed? I mean, you know, Jesse's right. That they didn't have to teach. They were either on Zoom or told the parents, teach your own kids. We're not your babysitters.
Well, they had to teach. I'm not here to defend the unions, but I will say this. I don't malign all police officers because some don't do their job and some don't go into schools when kids are being shot in their classroom. Police officers are amongst the most honored public service in the land. They're teachers who are doing great work. They're teachers. Give me an example. There's a community schools program that was designed because teachers in a certain school district, I won't mention it, said, you know what, we have higher absenteeism rates on Mondays. Why is that? They later learned that many of the kids' parents are unable to wash the kids' clothes over the weekend, are embarrassed if the kids come to school in dirty clothes. So what the school decided to do, they got more washing machines and dryers, and they began washing the kids' clothes. I interpreted something that AOC said. I don't agree with her on crime and policing. She's wrong. But when she talks about some of the social issues that communities are facing, this is one of those issues. Any teacher that wants to teach, we ought to protect and venerate. Those who don't want to teach should leave the profession.
Why are the schools short-staffed was the question.
Because a lot of these teachers don't feel supported. A lot of these teachers are finding other opportunities. And a lot of these teachers don't believe their school systems. I gave you that example of the washing machine and dryer machine as one. I'm just trying to answer the question.
Right. Well, yeah, okay. I guess that's why they don't have enough washing machines.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.